Ever feel like there's more to a company than, like, what you see on the surface?
Definitely.
So today we're doing exactly that, going behind the scenes,
Yeah.
using a company's website as our guide to kind of, like, uncover the story that's not always obvious.
Sounds interesting.
Right. Our subject this time, Wunderbar
Yeah.
Videoproduzioni.
Wunderbar.
Yeah, it's an Italian video production company, and let me tell you, their story is way more interesting than your typical, like, About Us page.
Well, you've piqued my curiosity. What kind of stuff are we talking about?
Well, for starters, the founder, Franco Aversa, this guy's just bursting with passion. You read his bio, and it's like, bam, lifelong love of visual art.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not just talking about, someone who just discovered Instagram filters yesterday.
Yeah.
This is someone who started with the classics,
Mm-hmm.
drawing, painting, building that, like fundamental understanding of composition, aesthetics, all that good stuff.
That's so important, though, that background, more than people realize, I think. I mean, that kind of visual foundation, it probably still informs his work today, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like he always knew he'd be working in a visual medium, even from those early days. But here's the thing. He didn't stop at painting and drawing. Yeah, he was also drawn to video production. Even won a video contest, can you believe it, on this super popular Italian variety show hosted by Raffaella Cara.
I'm not familiar with.
She's huge GE in Italy, like a legend.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a big deal then.
Exactly. Winning something like that, especially early in his career, tells you something about his, like, drive. This wasn't just a hobby for him. He was already serious, committed to the craft.
So we've got this artsy kid turned, like, award-winning video enthusiast. Sounds like a pretty strong start.
Right, but hold on, because it gets even more interesting when you look at his career path.
Oh.
Yeah, and this is where the, like, decades of experience come in.
Oh, wow.
He started in local TV, worked his way up, mastering everything, cameraman, editor, director, you name it, he did it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Like, talk about a masterclass in video production just from on-the-job experience.
Exactly. And think about all the changes in the industry during that time, right?
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't just learning one thing. He was constantly adapting, evolving his skills as technology changed, as audiences changed, everything.
He didn't just keep up, and this is the really impressive part. He formed his own company.
Mm.
And then on top of that, he even worked with RAI,
RAI.
the Italian national broadcaster. Kind of a big deal.
That's huge.
Right. That's not just experience at that point. It's like a seal of approval from the top.
Absolutely. I mean, that kind of experience, it's invaluable in a field like this. You're not just hiring someone who, can point a camera. You're getting someone who understands the whole process, inside and out.
Exactly.
Someone who can bring that depth of knowledge to anything they do.
100%. And that brings us to Wunderbar Videoproduzioni, the company itself.
Right.
So I was looking at their services, right? And I was kind of blown away by, like, they're not stuck in the past at all.
What do you mean?
Well, they do all the, like, classic stuff, corporate videos, commercials. They even do event coverage.
Makes sense.
But then you see, they're also creating stuff for YouTube, even, like, software review videos.
Oh, wow. So they're really like covering all their bases.
Exactly. It shows a real understanding of how people actually watch things these days,
Totally. They're not just stuck in the old ways of doing things.
Right. Like they're fluent in the language of classic film, but also, like, the ever-changing world of online video.
It's a valuable skill set to have, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. But okay, speaking of languages, there's this whole section on their website that really threw me for a loop. It's called Hieroglyphici.
Hieroglyphici. Wait, are we talking about like hieroglyphics?
Yep, hieroglyphics. Turns out Franco, the founder,
Yeah.
he's got this whole thing for ancient Egypt.
Get out of here.
I'm serious. He actually developed, like, software to help translate hieroglyphics.
No way. That's amazing.
Right. And it's not just some, like, little side project he threw together. We're talking sophisticated software. Even got featured in Focus magazine.
Wow. He wasn't messing around.
Not at all. It sounds like he really meticulously mapped out all the hieroglyphs, to make this super complex system actually, like, easier for people to understand.
Which is a huge deal, by the way. Like, hieroglyphics aren't just a simple code or anything.
Right.
They're layered with symbolism and meaning and all that. What he created is, like, a seriously powerful tool for anyone studying ancient Egypt.
That's incredible.
Could even, potentially lead to new discoveries. Who knows?
It's mind-blowing when you think about it. And it actually kind of reminds me of what we were talking about before with his background in visual arts.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
It's like whether he's crafting a video or, deciphering ancient symbols,
Mm-hmm.
it's all visual storytelling at its core.
Right.
Right.
Totally. Taking something that seems like complex and making it understandable, engaging, even beautiful sometimes.
100%. And you know what? I think this connection between his love for ancient Egypt and his work in video production, it actually says a lot about Wunderbar's approach in general.
How so?
Well, they seem to see the art in everything, whether it's a corporate training video or a documentary about like ancient
That's
history.
always a story to tell.
Exactly. And I bet they approach each project with this like deep sense of purpose.
Yeah.
It's like they're not just churning out videos, they're trying to uncover the story, even in something as like seemingly dry as a software review.
Yeah.
It's like Franco's own story, from those early days with drawing and painting to like mastering the whole world of video production. And then on top of that, diving deep into ancient Egypt is like all those things kind of created this like unique DNA for Wunderbar.
Totally. You can see it in everything they do. That respect for tradition, like that craftsmanship of visual storytelling. But then at the same time, this real drive to innovate, to bring in new technologies, and like really push the boundaries of what's possible.
It makes you wonder when you have a company that's so like multifaceted, so committed to both the art and the technology, what's it actually like to work with them?
That's the million-dollar question, right? I mean, I have to imagine it's this really collaborative experience. Like, they're not just there to, point a camera and call it a day. They actually want to get to know you, to understand your vision.
Find those hidden connections, right?
Yeah.
And then bring them to life on screen.
Exactly. I think that's what makes Wunderbar Videoproduzioni more than just, like, a name on a website. They're a perfect example of what happens when you bring your whole self to your work. All those passions, even the ones that seem like totally unrelated, they can actually make everything you do better, more interesting.
It's a good lesson for all of us, really. Don't be afraid to explore those like seemingly random interests. You never know how they might connect down the line, how they might lead you to something totally unexpected.
100%. It's those unexpected connections that often lead to the most, innovative and exciting work. So yeah, I think we've uncovered way more than just the story of a video production company today. We've uncovered a story about the power of like following your passions, of always staying curious.
And the unexpected ways it can all come together.
Exactly.
Well said. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive. But hey, listeners, you know the drill. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never, ever underestimate the power of a hidden passion. Until next time.